This is Sandman1MT, and welcome to my channel. Today, we're going to be discussing Genshin Impact's problems within the game, its community, its CCs, and even the contracts itself. So buckle up, people. It might be a bumpy ride. If this is your first time here, hit that like and subscribe. It really helps out. Thanks a lot, folks.
Oh, please, Mr. Dutchman, I don't wanna go in there. I'll do anything. Please, give me another chance.
Come on, Crabs. Show a little dignity.
Mommy!
All right, stop your crying. I'll give you another chance. But you must always be generous. Never cheap.
You have me word as a sailor.
Now to get to the other point in the room about Tectone himself. He's one of the reasons I actually made this video, because I watch his content. I appreciate his takes, his honesty behind it. But abrasive and brutal at times, does purposely provoke the Genshin community by calling Genshin babies and everything else. However, he's 100% right. There are Genshin babies. Because if you look at his recent videos I've been watching, they're spending our money that we put in this game, not on the game, but instead on Teletubbies and a nuclear plant. Sorry, folks, you have a nuclear missile taking out one of your cities soon, getting C4 Navia. My bad. But he's right about these things. And he got crucified in the community by the CCs, by the devs out there, even in Twitter and X, and people just tore after him. I was rooting for him the whole entire time. I silently was making my videos, wanting to say what he said, but knowing that trying to be in a Genshin community, if I spoke anything like he had to say, there'd be no way they'd even watch what little viewers I had. So I kept my mouth shut and just put out character videos where I made great music videos, or cut to Genshin's music, and also one from Billboard Hits and Anime Song. And I'd showcase the beauty of the world and its characters. And I kept my mouth shut, like I mentioned in some of my other videos. Him saying what he did always brought me relief, like, thank God. A voice of reason amongst a sea of stupidity. Thank you, Tectone. Thank you for being that voice of reason. Unfortunately, Genshin hasn't listened even this day. The game's in its worst state ever. Then
You're part of my crew now, and our job is to sail around and frighten people. It'll be grueling, mind-numbing, and repetitive.
you got content creators like Doro go ahead and call it mid and don't get a big stand on it. And worst of all, Bran online. He comes out and everything else said, oh, I'm going to give you my honest take. I think this patch is terrible that they went in and put the Archon along with their best support in the same banner and put the wishes in the lantern right. And the very next day, C6 is the character. And
Dangerous emission supervisor.
Yes, we'll find someone cheap. It's been a very lean year for us. Money fight!
that's why I wanted to go and bring up about contracts, because I wanted to thank Tectone again personally for this. Because of his warnings about Genshin and their contracts, I avoided the one that I got offered in July. I got an offer to go ahead and get one of those free accounts, looking being a content creator for them. I was going back to work at the time, and I probably would have had to quit my job to do something like that, which would have locked me in to be in bed with them entirely. And on top of that, Natlan was coming out. And oh my God, I hate Natlan. The only thing I had going left for me at Genshin's a small bit of hope was the beauty of the area and my overall exploration and getting new characters that look great. And well, we all know how Natlan is. The characters are terrible. They don't belong in the game. You got Wuwa on a bike that looks awesome, but totally out of place. Then you have this cat girl all of a sudden whips out a DJ board. And it's like, well, that's not distracting at all in the environment. It can't get any worse than that. Oh, but it does, folks. Then you got Kaniche with 8-bit graphics from the 80s. How wonderful. But I bet you Pogo Stick Boy's happy about this. Vermilion! Yay! You got yourself a partner. And then he says, okay, possibly, this has got to be the absolute worst. No, we're going to take it even worse now. We're going to have this bird-nosed chick over here, and she's going to ride on a cannon. Hey, how great is that, guys? So awesome. Let's see the reactions from the Genshin community. And then you got people like Bran online saying it's one of the best patches ever for the Lantern Rite. And then he just says, oh, well, 5.4 is mid. There's only been maybe one bad patch in Genshin's history. Really? How the hell do you figure that? What if 5.4 is mid, what do you call bad? But before we get on to those other points and everything else, I wanted to point out some things in the contract to say I'm not just some bitter Curlbot now trying to get on Tectone's side and everything else because I didn't get any kind of offers from Genshin. And I'm going to show that I did and some of the things that you get out of it and why it's so predatory when you see a content creator pulling for it, because a lot of those are paid for by Genshin or by your contract. So you're out nothing, but you're stirring up all these wishes and everything else for other people to spend their money. And it's terrible practice. So let's go ahead and get to this letter, folks. It says, Dear Sandman1MT, I hope this message finds you well. We represent Hoyoshill Inc., a prominent provider of Genshin Impact accounts. We have been following your engaging content on YouTube and are genuinely impressed by your enthusiasm and influence within the gaming community. Man, they are really snowing me. At this point, I only had 68 to maybe 81 subscribers. But let's continue. At Hoyoshill Inc., we are dedicated to offering high-quality Genshin Impact accounts to gamers worldwide. We understand the immense value that influencers like you bring to the gaming community, and we would like to propose a unique, mutually beneficial collaboration and opportunity. We would like to offer you a complimentary Genshin Impact account from Hoyoshill Inc. This account is yours to use for content creation purposes on YouTube, specifically for recording videos of Genshin Impact character polls, aka wishes, folks. And now you see the very next day, Bran polling 7 copies of Wuwa, the newest Archon character, after the previous day saying how bad and he felt with the banner and how it was predatory. Way to stick to your guns, my friend. And
Dangerous emission supervisor.
Yes, we'll find someone cheap. It's been a very lean year for us. Money fight!
now you know why. And showcasing the gameplay experience. Once you have completed your content creation, you are free to handle the count as you see fit. This collaboration not only provides you with an exciting content, but also introduces you to the audience to our premium Genshin Impact accounts, aka money, folks. Check out the Hoyoverse symbol off to the right if you haven't done yet. Here are some key details of our proposal. Number 1, free Genshin Impact account. We will provide you with a Genshin Impact account at no cost. Aha! You have access to high-quality gaming experience. 2, content creation opportunity. You can create engaging YouTube videos of character polls, exploring new characters and showcasing the excitement of wishes and roles, bilking small children and their families out of their money for characters that now suck in Natlan. And oh, great, a promotional partnership. We are open to discussing promotional activities, shoutouts, and other collaborative efforts to increase mutual visibility that benefit both of our audiences. So basically, now you understand why Bran says one thing and the very next day does the other. And that's why I'd like to go ahead and talk to Tectone personally. I've reached out in Discord, but he doesn't take personal DMs. I'd really like to talk about what a good contract looks like with them, some of the pitfalls, and maybe what he does for his live streams. I could really use some advice. Can you reach out to me, Mr. Tectone? Thank you. Alrighty, folks. Let's go ahead and hear what Bran has to say. We'll give him all the time that he needs.
just finished the latest Lantern Rite patch quest, and it was really, really good. I honestly think it was probably one of the best Lantern Rites we've had out of like all of them, I think. There was a couple of issues that I tended to have with it along the way, though. I'm going to play my reaction to the cutscene actually first. Let's go through that, and then we'll discuss it a bit after. Let the ceremony begin! Wait, we're going to get a cutscene already? Oh, God, okay. Silent Tainari! Oh, damn. Oh. That transition was smooth as hell. Damn.
He's actually enjoying this. He likes the music. My dog heard this screeching and went to the other room to get away from it. How can he be enjoying this? I'm sorry, let me continue.
Damn! The voice, man. For me, it's like, I still really like the quest, and I thought it was really, really good. I actually gave it an 8 out of 10. I said it would have been an 8.5 if it had the English VA, but that's, again, kind of an unavoidable thing at the minute. And it would have been a 9 if there was at least some kind of feeling of consequence or risk involved. And honestly, part of it is on me for having that kind of mindset going into it. I'm fully aware of that. But it's a conditioned mindset based on previous experiences of playing through these similar styles of quests. You know? Listen, as a content creator, my job here is to entertain. It's to be my honest self, entertain people, and also enjoy myself and be honest with myself. And that's what I've always done since starting Genshin, and I can promise you right now that is not going to change.
God, that was awful. It sounded like a bench grinder or something stuck in my garbage disposal. And he enjoyed every last bit of that. My God, you're a fine actor. Like you said, you're an entertainer. How could you possibly call that good singing by any means? I went ahead and fixed it on my own channel as a final gift to my Genshin viewers that showcases that same scene, but I used Muika's theme song, Blazing Heart, and it made it awesome. I did miss having English acting from Hu Tao. However, I do gotta give props. The Japanese voice actress did an awesome job in that. So if you guys want to check that out, I'll leave a link in my video description below, along with Tectone's channel. And since I'm watching this video and have showed it on my channel, I will get links to Bran's channel as well, to be fair.
If I find something amazing, I'm going to say it's amazing, even if it's a difference from what other people think. If I find something dog shit, I'm gonna tell you it's dog shit. If there's one thing that I want you guys to know about me, it's that I'm not gonna beat around the bush, and I'm just gonna tell you how it is. And a lot of people might think, oh, but you're so positive all the time. Bro, I'm really not. I just...
But she's not gonna hurt you. I love me a good snail.
Like things that not everybody likes, man. I really like the rhythm game in Genshin. I spent probably 12 hours playing it last week alone. And I don't like certain other things like the combat that's currently in the game because it's just not my cup of tea. But for things like live streams, like Genshin updates and stuff, I've always been honest.
And let's not forget, last but definitely least, Zajef, the fired probably IRS agent and postal worker that didn't pass his accounting exam, that decided to go to Genshin Impact to chill out for Hoyoverse and go ahead and get small children to go ahead and gamble as well.
What's so great about a nerdy pickle?
If I could just touch the hem of his pocket protector, then maybe some of his greatness would rub off on me.
With long spreadsheets to go ahead and overly explain something that can be explained in less than 2 minutes and stretched out in a 30-minute segment to over-explain, make him sound smarter than he really is. This particular troll of a CC decided to go ahead and start crap in the community, almost push someone to the brink of... I mean, and bullied his community and following through what he has to go ahead and say. He's a little tyrant, bully of the school ground of a bunch of kids. And I'm sorry, Ziox, you need to separate yourself from him. You can do better.
Quiet! Shh! Your first test? Catch a jellyfish. Hey, I caught one! Am I a jelly spotter now?
He caught one in the club.
That doesn't count. Ouch!
Wah, wah, wah.
I meant 2 jellyfish.
2 jellyfish meet in the...
And I can go ahead and explain his overly complicated process of this game in less than 2 minutes. You know how that process is? You have a bunch of elements. You got water, that puts out fire. Water and fire can cause vaporize. Water and electricity can electrocute things and make them die. You can also go ahead and use water and ice, make things freeze. Water makes green things grow. Kind of get the point of the elements. Then you go from there, you have 4 different characters you're going to need. Your main DPS, your sub DPS. You also have your shielder and your healer. Now when you start out your rotation, people, there's only 2 buttons you have to go and push. E skill and burst. And you start out with your shield, and you do E skill, burst. And then move on to your next character. Guess what? Your healer, E skill and burst. Now, go ahead and add a little complication to it. Your sub DPS, folks. And you're going to go ahead and, yes, E skill, and then burst. And then you're going to swap out to your main DPS. Nope, little difference here. Burst, E skill, then repeat that whole process again. Now you guys can be Genshin experts as well.
You're part of my crew now, and our job is to sail around and frighten people. It'll be grueling, mind-numbing, and repetitive.
Hey Genshin Kun, are you watching? This is Wuthering Waves, and this is the world that we're in. As you can see, it's a little more detailed, and on top of this, my little Roshi over here happened to go ahead and loan her artifact set out to the rover I was testing out to see if I wanted to use them with her. And what is she ever gonna go ahead and do? Are you watching, Genshin Kun? Oh, look at this! An artifact loadout! Oh my! And it hasn't even been a year. This is what a company looks like when they listen to the player base.
Meep, 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 meep. Meep, 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 meep. Meep, save us, meep, save us.
Don't look at me! I was just in this for the fashion! Help me, Mommy! Help me! I want my blankie! I want my blankie!
Now what do we do?
Mommy, help, mommy, mommy.
If you really want to make Genshin a better game, stop playing it. Wait till the new region comes out. Don't play it for another 6 or 7 months. And then when they come back and everything else, maybe the game will finally be good. I don't hate Genshin, I just hate what it's become. So if you actually still want to enjoy my videos, go ahead and check out all the ones uploaded and everything else. I put out Billboard hits like Guns N' Roses, Poison, and also anime music from Gundam Seed, Destiny, and Shakugan no Shana, and Johnny Cash, other songs like that. So I could really use some extra view time and everything else from my player base to go ahead and get those view counts up. I'd really appreciate that, guys. So, as you can also see, Genshin Kun, we're here flying in the open world and having no issues whatsoever. Going from gliding to flying. Are you watching, Genshin Kun?
Take us behind those rocks.
Moving behind the rocks.
Keep going! You're good! You're good! You're good! And stop! Don't worry, Captain. We'll buff out those scratches.
So, if you guys are really tired of the mediocrity and everything else in Genshin, stop playing it. Help the game by stop playing it. Come to Wuthering Waves, enjoy the world, and maybe, in 6 months to a year time, they might pull their heads out of their behinds and go ahead and give you the quality of life you've been asking for. Hey Genshin Kun, are you watching? This is how we get our artifacts. We're not stuck in some dingy, dark dungeon. So why don't you guys come over here and enjoy the open world exploration, the new characters and designs of Wuwa, and shed that mediocrity and have a little showman and pizzazz with your game style and play. Get characters like Rashia, Bran, Carlotta, or even some of the older school characters. They all play well in this game. And as you can see, the amazing beauty that you guys are missing out on. This world has awesome music, good storylines that got better and better throughout the time. I have to admit, I want to start out the Black Shore series because Yang Yang, her acting is still very flat, and unfortunately the female rover is a terrible voice actress. However, despite those small little issues, they still listen to their player base and give you the best experience that you see put forth. So, all I gotta ask you guys, are you watching Genshin Kun?
But she's not gonna hurt you. I love me a good snail.